Om Shanti for 15 minutes. We will create a beautiful vision for the world of love, world of peace, world of happiness, harmonious relationships, and abundance with the virtues of generosity and kindness. So, in remembrance of Baba, I serve through my thoughts and my pure feelings, whole universe, entire humanity, all elements, and also animals and all the creatures, for all the plants, vegetations, everything. And also my good wishes and pure feelings for Lokik family, Lokik spiritual family, for everyone's health, happiness, stability of mind, and general well-being. So in remembrance of Baba, during meditation, I spread, and we all collectively spread the vibrations of good wishes and pure feelings and love from God. So I immerse myself in God's love, and I serve through the thoughts in silence, so that everyone remain happy and healthy. So we will now serve through our mind and take drishti from Baba. So first, bring everyone under God's drishti, world of God's drishti. And immerse your eternal form of purity and peace, and spread vibrations of purity and peace. immerse your image of divinity God is establishing divine kingdom. So I inculcate and share all divine virtues through my thoughts, words, and actions. As I keep receiving from Baba, one who is ocean and bestower, as I receive feelings of belonging to the parents, I share good wishes with everyone that they also experience that belonging and protection. To constantly maintain faith and free from fear, I send good wishes as I myself receive from Baba the experience of being under canopy of Baba, always fearless and stable in my faith. Baba creates trust in me, and I use all vibrations, good wishes of trust. And then the truth emerges, which also helps me to protect myself from sorrow and being deceived. Keep my intellect and mind under canopy of God's directions. So in silence, keep sending the vibrations of power, inner strength. And He also wants us to serve the world, entire world, our Alokik family. So we have to keep increasing mm, our power, our capacity to serve in unlimited way, which definitely begins with the thoughts. Every thought we have, we think about how it can serve the world. And Baba had been emphasizing a lot on joy or happiness. How many of us think we are joyful and happy all the time? Let me see hands. Hmm. Joyful and happy? Hmm. Think about it. I am sure you are. Like this morning, since I am thinking about the sanskars of double violence, non-violence, double non-violence, one of the direction Baba is giving is to be happy in mind, words, and actions. Give happiness to others also through your thoughts, words, and actions. So I kind of start defining what is happiness for me. And I remember Baba's words. Once Baba said, you all have everything merged, but now it should emerge. So I start looking at and saying, yeah, for me, I'm very content. And also, I'm sure I'm happy. But sometimes our quiet nature makes us a little bit more introverted. So we don't express our joy and happiness. Because when I express it, and then also not expressing just as happiness, but when mind has very, very elevated thoughts, thoughts of care, thoughts of not only ascending, but thoughts which are beneficial, like our Father, which could be world service, could be our own Lokik family service. It's a kind of sharing the kindness, the compassion which can be expressed in form of joy through the mind. Joyful person definitely will be cheerful. Good balance of being introverted but also cheerful. Looking at that one's face, it will bring deep contentment, happiness, peace. Just imagine how easy it is to be served just to have a cheerful face. And then when mind is happy, creating, producing beautiful vibrations all the time. Mm. Because Baba had been asking us to practice soul consciousness. Now I'd been thinking that, okay, you sit for an hour and you think I'm a soul, but then when you are in action, you are so sensitive because of body consciousness. You notice everything, every vibration which you don't need to. You act and respond and talk from yourself, not always responding to others and reacting. Because then this doesn't allow us to work as a team, have listening capacity, adjustment. So it's really subtly always think that how I can bring happiness to others also through my words. I don't need to respond to person the way other person says. I am sowing the seeds, my karmas, right? If I am sensitive all the time, overreact, Mm. Then what start happening? That my quality of thinking is not satoguni, not of happiness. So I've been thinking that if I practice soul consciousness while being a karma yogi, I'm talking to a soul. I'm interacting with a soul. Mhm. But we look at body, then react because it's coming from a particular soul in the body. But if really I practice soul consciousness, which I think we should do now, and then we see the benefit and the transformation. Mm. Okay, Baba said, look at everyone as soul. Mm. So what did I look at? Love of that soul, peace of that soul, speciality of that soul. So my heart will be always full with this kind of love for all the souls. Not that, oh, I have good wishes for everyone, but in practical. Mm. So when internally this practice which Baba had been saying will help me mm, to then think and then speak the words. Mm. Our conversation should be non-violent conversation. And I learned this so much when I was a young Baba's child. I mean, I definitely always had more discipline on what I say since even in Lokik life. But Didi Mohini, when I came to Baba, every every time she will say, Sister Mohini, you could say this, it will work as blessing, but what you're saying is not blessing. And I was like, what, 21, 22. Came to Baba at 16, but when I started going around for service, she will always say, find a word which mends the relationship, which create relationship which are harmonious. Because when it is violence, it's also through the words. No? So how do I make everyone happy with my words? It's really very, very entertaining internally for me because every time I know that I have to say something, I really make time what way I should say that it inspires the soul. And even my own trust in my words will increase if someone really take benefit and do that. Otherwise, my own self-respect will reduce. Nobody anyway cares for me. Nobody listens to me. So you label yourself with disheartened mind. I never like to do that. I rather do my homework. Okay, Baba wants this to be done. Let us see how we express it. So it's like not only non-violent, but they are words which has power. Words which express your pure feelings. And then you don't have to talk too much. Baba is also saying in Murli that the kings, their eating and talking is little. They eat in a royal way, limited. They speak gently, softly, sweet. No, Prakash Mani Dadi said, Meetha bolos. Speak sweetly, softly, and less. Whatever you have to say, less words you can say. Because some people keep going on and on and on. So then sometimes we lose. the essence of what you're saying. But if we think it thoroughly and not immediately, we all did it in our lives. Whatever feelings came, we just start saying it. Or some are, they suppress it. I'm not going to say. But what you have to do, take few moments, go into your soul conscious stage, and then say the achievement of those words creates a lot of happiness, lot of joy, not only in me, but others also. Yesterday I was calling one soul, I think I have never called, in one of the islands. I had to tell her something. I just, generally I don't have a lot to say, so I just said few words and then I came to what I have to say. I feel so uplifted. She said, I feel so enlightened. And then I think, what did I say? But if our feelings, our love, our own inner happiness comes in words, proper words, few words, it immediately brings attainment. And I'd been thinking the way she responded and the joy she felt. So when Baba is saying give happiness through words, I had been thinking, how does it work? It's not I'm trying to please anyone or praise anyone, but I can appreciate everyone, right? Praise could be false or not necessary, but finding that core value of that person and interact with that value. If I see someone very, very committed for service and might have a lot of limited perspective of things, but commitment has to be appreciated, right? But if I criticize that commitment, it's lost to yagya, no? Because then she will say, okay, no one appreciates. Some with determination continue, but some might get disheartened. So I didn't give happiness also. So I always had been reminding myself, whatever everyone is doing, I have to just appreciate and support. Support also because at least Baba's task is going on. Baba's yagya is being taken care of. Whether it is commitment, sometimes it's sacrifice, but bhavana is there to serve. So how do what words I share? It brings joy and happiness in people's lives and feels support. Mm. Like I was telling just now, whenever we sit together in family, if we can talk about how fortunate we are, how happy we should be. Generally, we talk about issues, what is not done, this is not right, that's not right, but that won't bring happiness. Right? I mean, we need to do that, it's not that, but in a pleasant way. Mm. So I was telling this family that whatever is happening in the world, you should be very happy because this way everyone is working from home. You all are together as a family. Children are working, school, most of the time they're at home. You all eat together. Never before families were so much together as of now. It's a great happiness, isn't it? Many families, many of you had been running around doing service, a lot of driving, lot of, but now Baba says, no, you don't have to do that. Their renunciation and sacrifice, now Baba has given us few months to become complete. Give attention to the self, create elevated sanskars. So whenever we sit, we think about what we are happy about, what we should be happy. My father is benevolent. And then third is happiness through actions. Little care for each other, support for each other, mm, brings lot of joy and happiness through actions. Mm. And I know that the Janki, when she comes here, she really loves it. I like to come to New York. I said, why? Because you keep us very carefully. She uses word, sukhi rakhte ho. You keep me very happy, light. We don't then sit and really complain or say things. Let her be in her pure state of mind instead of telling her this is happening, that's happening. Because I always tell her, no, let her pure energy of knowledge flow, which we can receive. Otherwise, it does happen, then she has to mention or talk about what is happening. I like always with dadis to keep them into their pure energy. Mhm. So when they give us Baba's inspiration or directions, there is that purity in it. So, and also physically, very little things we arrange for her in her room or her food or whatever. Dadi Janki she won't take even a big size plate now. Even our breakfast size plate is big, right? And hers was very little, like side plate. We have three kinds of plate: dinner, breakfast, and side plate. And her little silver plate, if it's bigger, she said, no, I don't want. So because she eats very little. But we make little also in Baba's remembrance of what is good for her health and her taste both. So through actions also towards each other. I know even these words, I know, especially, my Allah brothers. Brothers are always very caring. Anything, Sister Mohini, you need, just tell us. Anything you need, just tell us. And really, we look around, we say, what do we need? Yeah, if we need anything, we will let you know. But the words which are said brings lot of joy. Because we all do for ourselves. But when we share that, it brings a lot of joy. Anyway, we all can reflect more on two things. One is Baba keeps saying the solution of all problems is consider yourself to be soul. So let's experiment that more now in practical. And second, how can I remain happy and give happiness to others through my thoughts, words, and actions? How I remain happy while doing actions also. I'm doing it with a lot of joy. You won't even feel tired. And second thing is non-violence means not to cause sorrow to anyone. And I have determined for many years, of course, I don't give sorrow, but I am not going to take sorrow because that's sanskar, that's habit. And even somebody saying something, if you are honest, truthful, if you think what is told is right, change it, correct it, improve. If not, say thanks. That's what my learning and training is as a young Brahmin, that you don't sulk. I get surprised when I find every little thing. Why we are so sensitive? It's just body consciousness. Break it, break that sanskar, that liberty, that freedom. So this practice has to be in practical now. So that's where you will experience your elevated sanskars of nonviolence. Because reaction is like hating someone. We don't have to do that. Time is short. We have to be in harmony, love, and care and support and give happiness through our thoughts, words, and actions. I think that is most elevated. Nonviolent sanskar as being children of Father who is uh, world benevolent and world benefactor, and we have to follow our Father, Teacher, and Sadguru. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now I would like to invite Sister Gayatri for guiding us for tomorrow's homework.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. So, I was introduced to a new concept for this session that I do in the evening. And someone said to me, well, you know what is mind, intellect, and sanskara? And I said, what? And she said, miss. So I would introduce this term to you. Every evening now, we are paying attention to Ms. And Ms is M-I-S, mind, intellect, and sanskara. It's a little bit like BMW, body, mind, and wealth. So this evening, our featured experience is by someone who wants to remain anonymous. But it is quite an interesting experience that was shared. Baba is our helper. When I, the soul, check to see whether it has done any service from Amrit Vela throughout the day, I, the soul, become aware that there are more creative ways of sharing Baba's knowledge. For example, through the mind, body, deeds, wealth, feelings, and attitude. These unique ways may still need to be explored with Baba's help. Sometimes at Amrit Vela, I, the soul, create a circle of all souls, and sitting within the circle, take Baba's help to share his pure love and drishti with each soul seated around the circle, asking for forgiveness for the chaos the soul may have caused, and just being grateful that the soul is able to learn and grow from each experience. The intellect immediately knows that when it battles with Maya, and when this happens, when it battles with Maya, its power diminishes. And when this happens, the feeling is like being, and the person used this strong term, scorned. And in brackets, he put or she, whoever it was, ego. And so this being scorned because of ego is like a deep, deep, deep distaste for the self. Trying not to lose the battle completely against Maya, the soul discerns to surrender with peace and happiness because Baba has shown the path to righteousness through the pilgrimage of remembrance. His sweet directions and belonging to the Creator fills the soul with zeal and enthusiasm. Clearing old sanskaras, the soul is able to unite and restore harmony once again by being alert and loving, like the Father who gives help at every step. So this person, the soul wanted to remain anonymous. And I think that because they were sharing, obviously you could feel that it was something very personal that they were going through. And so they shared it in that experience. And so we honor that, but thank you for sharing such a deep experience, especially the part in which you said that sanskara, that sometimes feeling such a deep, the ego causes one to feel such a deep distaste, and you describe that as scorn. So thank you, and we look forward to more experiences, but please keep them short. Tomorrow is Thursday, is the day of the Satguru, and the title that we will be working with from the Murli is The Benevolent Father, and the elevated sanskara that we'll be working with is doubly nonviolent or double nonviolent. So the awareness that we should have when we're thinking of this elevated sanskara of being double nonviolent is that the soul is constantly nurturing the self to heal out of its own weaknesses and cultivate inner strengths. For this to be double nonviolent as an elevated sanskara, the soul requires truth and honesty and, of course, purity. So looking at the mind and checking the mind, the thought that I took from the Murli for us to check, that Baba asked, and it's connected to nonviolence, and it's connected to becoming doubly nonviolent. So to check the thought would be, are you the cause of any type of sorrow? So when I check that, I want to change it. But before I could change it, I need to understand how to change it. I need to understand what I need to be in the awareness of before I take the action. So these points of changing is giving you the knowledge context from which to change. And so the change point would be pay attention that you don't say any words by which anyone would experience sorrow, because to cause anyone's sorrow, even through words, is violence. Don't cause anyone's sorrow. It shouldn't even enter your thoughts to cause someone sorrow. If you consider yourself to be a soul and consider others to be your brother souls, you won't cause anyone sorrow. And then the intellect, what we check from in relation to the intellect, when you had divine intellects, you were masters of the world. So why is there so much blind faith and violence? And the point of knowledge we will change from, if we understand it, is you are becoming doubly nonviolent. deities are called doubly nonviolent. Nonviolence is the supreme religion of the deities. And so there has to be royalty in every respect. Your words, your behavior, and your lifestyle. And then the elevated sanskaras of doubly nonviolent. What am I checking to see if I have that? Am I able to let go of ego and doubt and be able to forgive and have mercy? And the understanding point in order to change, to be doubly nonviolent is to be a benefactor and to be lawful and loveful. In the conditions of riots and revolutions, Baba comes to make the world peaceful. So Baba used riots and revolutions as two words that create a lot of violence in the world. So in the midst of deep violence, Baba comes to make the world peaceful. Putting aside ego and doubt, while knowing about the weaknesses and defects, children who are able to forgive and be merciful are successful in the service of world benefit. Become like the benevolent Father. So this is what we'll be doing tomorrow. Remember, in order to be nonviolent, doubly nonviolent, we need to connect to Baba's title of the world benefactor. And please, when you're reading the points, when you're checking your mind, your intellect, and your sanskaras, the change is not just for you to say, oh, let me go and do this. But the change is giving you the underlying knowledge. If understood, the change would be rooted in Gyan and in wisdom. And so you will then get the power to sustain that change. Whatever action you take, you will get the power to sustain the change, and it will come from understanding the Gyan that allows for the change. So enjoy tomorrow, enjoy the rest of this evening. Good luck, and we'll meet again tomorrow evening. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Gayatri, for guiding us with our homework for tomorrow. And now, before we start our Avyakti journey, Mohini Didi would like to say something.
And family has joined us. I saw the whole class and quite inspiration and good example. After Murli, they listen, but also, I don't know how far it is. There is some flooding and wanted to send good wishes for that also to the country. So we can have a vision of the class for a moment and also congratulations, good wishes for the family in Thailand. Om Shanti. You are lucky to be present in the center. Okay, Om Shanti.
और असल प्योर है और सन ऑफ सुप्रीम को बाप। तो इसी तरह से याद में रहने से फिर हमारा एक्शन भी प्योर रहेगा कि आई एम प्योर सोल नॉट इम्प्योर। तो ये ख्याल रहने से हमारी एक्शन में संभलेंगे जल्दी, कोई रॉन्ग एक्शन नहीं होगा। और जो भी देखते हैं तो ये भी तो सोल है, ये भी तो फर्स्ट प्योर है। लेकिन
Om Shanti. Welcome to a Vyakti journey. Today is Wednesday, our sweet Mama's Day. Lovingly prepared a sweet bhog dish. Let's see what's new recipe we have today for a Vyakti Parivar. Shanti. So, did you find it's easy? It's very easy actually. Try it out, and it's very delicious. Rasgulla, and every time we went to Madhuban, Dadi Prakash Mani ji always used to feed us gulab jamun and rasgulla also. So most of you might remember that, and so you can try at home. And okay, now let's get our swaman for tomorrow.
Just like our benevolent Father, let's all give cooperation with our benevolent feelings, benevolent attitude, and benevolent atmosphere. And experience that I, the soul, am a doubly nonviolent.
Baba gave us such a easy method to do our homework, right? So how do we think about others? They are also very, very special souls because they have recognized Baba, but also the whole world. All the souls are our brothers. Giving cooperation with benevolent feelings, benevolent attitude, and benevolent atmosphere. I, the soul, am a doubly non-violent. So this is our Swaman, which will help us to do our chart and homework. Okay, let's being merged in Baba's love, and we'll take Drishti from Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Keep well, keep safe. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night.